Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Board Gaming Doctor. My name is Phil, and I'll be your Board Game Doctor today. And in this video, there are so many things that I need to talk about involving Rosenberg games. I feel like a lot of information has come out recently, so let's dive into it. First, I want to talk about Caverna. Now, this week, or late last week, the devs behind Digidice said that they were developing a Caverna app, and they were asking for beta testers. I was able to get on the beta listing and am now able to mess around in the app. So this is definitely coming down the pipeline, and I'm super excited. If you're not familiar with Digidice, they have done a lot of good implementations of board games such as Viticulture, Castles of Burgundy, Gaia Project, Chai, some other Rosenberg games like Indian Summer, to name a few. And so this app, I believe, will come out and be very functional as opposed to some other apps that unfortunately have not done so. So the format, the UI looks pretty good too. So just messing around and kind of talking about what is offered in this app when you're playing the game. So you have all of your worker placement spots in a drop-down menu, the same with the buildings. I think it's a really neat feature that you can toggle between a three-dimensional surface as well as the 2D board that you're used to from the physical version of Caverna, and so on and so forth. And so everything looks pretty good. And one reason why I'm excited about this is that while Board Game Arena has had Caverna for quite a while, the user interface is not the easiest to use. I feel like it's hard to really navigate through the buildings to know which one you want to build, for example, right? And so I think this added feature is going to do pretty well on mobile devices especially. A lot of people have mentioned this in the comments already, and so I think that this implementation will address maybe some of those minor concerns of those of us who do play Caverna on the phone. I think the computer version is totally fine, but this will be a great implementation, not only for the user experience, but also potentially for like different challenges. You have a ranked mode, of course. You can play with friends, so it'll be easier for those who don't have a Board Game Arena account. But also there may be some challenges. Like I know that the Gaia Project app has different challenges for you to tackle, and so this will hopefully offer the same thing, and so you can explore Caverna in different ways. And especially if you're like me, who has played it quite a bit and understands it, but wants to get into it a little bit more strategically, then this is a great opportunity. So super excited for Caverna. This is a first look into what it looks like on in the app version, and can't wait for a wider release. Next, yesterday, Awaken Realms announced that they are doing an Agricola special edition, very similar to how they have done special editions for games like Puerto Rico and the Castles of Burgundy. So, super excited about this. There's a quick video teaser that doesn't really show much, just shows that Agricola is a very important game in board gaming history, and it's still highly ranked. But in this version, the box will come with all of the expansions that have been made for Agricola. I think it's going to be specifically for the revised edition, so it includes all of the newest releases. There's also going to be I'm pretty sure there's going to be the Seasons expansion, as well as a new expansion called the Irrigation expansion or something like that. And so it's adding a few additional mechanisms and whatnot for us to enjoy, very similar to Farmers of the Moor. I believe that's going to be included, and the 5 to 6 player version as well. If you look on Board Game Geek, that's what it has it listed as. So I think it's going to be really interesting. New artwork, new very cool minis to represent the animals, and so on and so forth. Maybe we'll get some chickens. I don't know. We'll see. But this is slated to come out later this year in quarter 2 for GameFound, and so look for that. I know this is probably going to be quite an expensive deal, but from what I've gathered, the price tag for Awakened Realms, including everything and then some, is quite reasonable. And this probably is going to be a better and well-received version of Agricola that, compared to Agricola 15, where that box, didn't really fit everything that you'd wanted to. It didn't come with everything as well. And so this is probably going to be a better, more definitive version of what you might want if you're into collecting Agricola. I am. I think I'm very interested in this and would like to have it. But, I know it's not for everyone, especially if you have all of the expansions and the base game, or you acquired the Agricola 15 box as well. I did not, and so I think this might be an opportunity for me to back and enjoy. So yeah, really looking forward to this, but it does not end here for Awakened Realms and Agricola. And finally, Awakened Realms is coming out with Agricola Dead Harvest. So it's got zombies on the board. It is based off of Agricola. The flavor text sounds like a zombie apocalypse type of ordeal, but this is a reimagining of Agricola, but with zombies included. So everyone thought this was a joke, but this is real, and so I'm super for this. I think this is going to be a really interesting thing. Now, if I'm switching over to Board Game Geek here, not much else is seen. I think it's interesting that a lot of the mechanisms here are preserved from Agricola, like the increased value of unchosen resources, automatic resource growth, worker placement. That's what Agricola is all about. Now, one thing, if you do and are familiar with Rosenberg games, this might sound familiar to Frantic Fiends from Caverna, and that in that game, if you're not familiar, or that expansion, you're playing Caverna like usual, which is also based off of Agricola, but you also need to fight off orcs from entering into your cave, and so you can build and set traps for them, you can befriend them, you can bribe them, etc., right, to prevent them from coming and destroying your buildings and occupying spaces that you might have for your workers. And so, to me, I really enjoyed that. It adds a little bit of flavor to Caverna itself, and it's not everyone's favorite expansion, though. And so I wonder if it's going to be very similar to that experience when we play this new Dead Harvest game. And so that's all that I have really to think of to compare this to. Maybe it incorporates more of the card-based system with the opportunity to fight off zombies. It's going to look really well if the miniatures are going to look like this from Awakened Realms. Tomas Zawadzki, I don't know who this is. I briefly looked them up, and I believe they've done more games for Awakened Realms, and so it'll be interesting to see how much of this is a product of Tomas's design and headspace versus what Rosenberg might contribute to this system. But either way, this is going to be a 2027 game. It's slated for a 2026 campaign. So I'm sure once the special edition is done, this will be further released. And so this is a very interesting thought for the future. And that is going to be it. So 3 awesome pieces of Rosenberg news this week. Caverna is coming soon to digital format. Agricola Special Edition, which includes everything from Agricola and then some, with a new look to it. And then finally the standalone Dead Harvest, which is very, very interesting. Something that I would never have imagined as a collaboration. So that's what we have to look forward to. Thank you for listening in. Let me know if you are excited or not about these bits of news, and I hope to catch you on the next one, as long as you schedule an appointment with me as your board gaming doctor. Thank you.